and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for stopping by for yet another video. I do appreciate that, and as always, I appreciate you. So, unfortunately, I just made a video earlier about the record lows in British Columbia, as far as temperatures and the records amount of snow that they got. And I talked about how I was really hoping that this didn't come down and affect us in the States. And then I come across this. Now, keep in mind, I live in Ohio, and from what I'm seeing is I'm probably going to be affected here by this as well. So this is what I was hoping didn't happen. But then I come across this article that just come up like 10 minutes ago, and it says blast of Arctic air burst to snow to target burst of snow, sorry, to target upper Midwest to New England later this week. Now, see, my little brother lives in the Boston area as well, so he's probably going to feel this too. But it says the first Arctic blast of the season will drop out of Canada and sweep quickly eastward from the upper Midwest to New England during the second half of this week. Now it says while the batch of Arctic air will only last a couple of days, so that's some good news. Like I said, I hate the cold. At most occasions, it will bring the lowest temperatures of the season so far to the Midwestern and Northeastern United States. Now it says the main thrust of this Arctic air will extend from the Dakotas and Minnesota to Wisconsin, Michigan, upstate New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. Daytime temperatures in the part of this swath may fall during the daylight hours. So here you can see the cold blast, and you can just see, now I live here in Ohio, roughly right around this area, but you can see, 15 to 25 degrees below normal in some areas, 10 to 15 degrees below normal, basically right around me. It says we could also have gusty winds, lake effect snow squalls, and hard freeze as well. So it says property owners who have not done so already should drain garden hoses and fountains and bring bird baths in for the season. Outdoor plumbing in unheated areas should also be winterized as temperatures will plummet well below freezing. Now it says highs in the teens and lows within a few degrees of 0 Fahrenheit are likely for Fargo, North Dakota and Duluth, Minnesota from Thursday to Friday. Temperatures will then dip to the lower teens in Minneapolis. Now it says that farther to the south and east near to slightly below average temperatures will be swapped with much lower than average temperatures. Now it says the relatively warm unfrozen waters of the Great Lakes will take up some of the sting out of the air farther to the south and east. But even so, daytime temperatures are likely to fall into the 20s in Burlington, Vermont, and parts of Maine as well on Friday. Now it says a hard freeze with a breeze is likely from Omaha, Nebraska, and Kansas City, Missouri to Chicago, Detroit, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Albany, New York, Hartford, Connecticut, Providence, Rhode Island, Boston, and Portland, Maine, according to AccuWeather. So as you can see here, here's some of the frost and freeze areas. This cold, and it says this is through Friday night. Actually, it says the first frost/freeze of the season. My brother lives right around here in the Boston area, so he looks like he's going to see some freeze. DC, New York, Raleigh. Now look at this is the temperatures. You can just see some of the temperatures in these areas, and it says that their temperatures are also likely to dip to near or below freezing in urban areas of Washington, D.C., Richmond, Virginia, Baltimore, Philadelphia, and New York City from Friday into Saturday morning. So, as you can see here, this map of just how low, 20 to 30 in some areas, 0 to 10. This is up in parts of Canada as well as parts of Maine, New York, it looks like, and other areas as well. But yeah, that's where I'm gonna leave. Like I said, I just made a video hoping this wouldn't happen, especially and I live about over here though in Ohio. So for the most part, I think we're gonna miss the freeze, but it's definitely gonna be much colder here where I'm at. Now my little brother lives over by Boston, so he might get this first Arctic freeze that they're talking about. And so if you're in these areas, make sure, like it was saying, make sure you winterize everything that needs to be winterized. You bring in stuff like it said, such as bird baths. Just, it's going to get cold. We're going to get our first freeze. It's going to get cold. But again, if there's any more updates that come out of this, I'll definitely get those out to you. But thanks for supporting the channel and watching these videos. We're now But we're now over 100 subs and growing slowly every day, and that's because of you, and I appreciate every single one of you. But I think that's going to be it. So be sure to share, like, subscribe, and comment down below. I hope you have a great day. Peace.